Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to our Friday night community race featuring the This Is Fine flag set. We are featuring Tybalt, Guerin, and eNinja81 on this restream. My name is Entry Dave, and joining me in the booth is our restreamer Aaron Lore, our trackers Fiery Blizzard and Sheep Launcher, and my co-commentator Deathlike. How are you doing, Deathlike?
It's good. A little toasty here. It is actually kind of hot here, but this flag set speaks of all the fire that you can handle, and a little blarg, because who doesn't like blarg? But hey, to start this spicy race, we have a Porm, and I love my white mages because I need to heal, and we have but we can't let her down because she's the hero of the seed, so she has to be around.
I'm less a fan of White Mage Hero than I was just at the start of Elixir League, just because I like my healer taking actions.
But you could still have a Rosa. She's still available. I mean, we all have our. There's a lot to say about having a white mage early, even if it's early exit. Still, she'll need to reach level 19, but that's not too far away. But you'll have Berserk, and we're hoping for some Berserker action, or some teammates that will at least make this journey much easier. I mean, Porn by herself, slow and steady. Obviously, we would love to take advantage of using like a heroine rogue, because who doesn't like Murder Child? But here, as a hero, would want to just shed off that duty to a Rosa if one shows up, or maybe Iridia. You never. That's. I mean, I'm here for the meme. Let Iridia hit things.
Hey, you give Iridia, heroine robe, a good bow and arrow, and Iridia can pew with the best of them.
Yep. So they're off, and we'll see who her starting partner is, and key item. Oh, twin start. Oh, lovely. This is beautiful.
And good news, we've found Demist, and okay, Aaron Lord is stomping on the gas immediately.
I mean, look, you get immediate stat stick for the character you want. I mean, this is a great start. I mean, this overworld, even if you don't use twin magic, free comet from Stardust Rod, with a I think it's a 7 or 8 multiplier, will pretty much murder anything, including the black cat from the treasure chest in Eblin, which also worth noting, K-Trap is on. So if you've seen watch the Moonveil Mixer races, you will find this very familiar. As yes, we will find some key items in there if not.
And all of our runners going different ways. eNinja, Lunia Watery Pass, Tybalt showing us Karate Man is in Mist Cave. Not one of our objectives. And Baron going straight to Antlion.
I mean, there is a boss hunt, and that there's a reason. And so, even the Mist Cave, we found Demist, so there's no Demist hunt to be had here. But because we already know, we just have to have the Baron key. But even that, and that might actually route well if that actually comes around. But we also have Force Magma, so that though. That doesn't mean the hook disappears. It means the hook can lead into the magma key just as well, which is a fun caveat.
Hey.
And hey,
hi Blarg, how you doing? And Blarg waits back at us. How nice.
that's a fairly harmless blarg, and we have a free kill. I mean, it's got Stardust Rod. May take another turn, which that was fast. I thought usually. I keep thinking Porm is generally faster, but at base it's a little bit faster. I think Porm was a little bit faster initially.
Palm's faster to start. Porm overtakes him at some point. That Antlion cave is hard required, so don't fade that cave tonight.
But we can't cash that in, and we don't have adamants on, so it will be a high tier item, but no adamant armors to gear up our characters here. So It's unfortunate, but hey, there's still plenty of fun things to be had. These lunars and this dark night. Not. I mean, at least you can still use twin magic here, so that there is some fun, and taking advantage of the undead part.
Or you could just wave that shiny stick we started with around, and they will go away.
It's one of those times where if there was a teller around, like this is here back in my day, we had really shiny sticks to kill enemies with. This is the stick you'd want. Although white spear is it would be kind of close, but you'd have to have a cane to show up, and so Stardust is actually one of the strongest. Wave it early and kill everything. Top weapon early game, in fact.
And by the time you're at the point where just waving the Stardust Rod stops clearing everything out, do a virus.
That's unfortunate. It still has Gurren has reached. Well, actually, that's part of their initial attacks, but that early hit took out Palom pretty quickly. So it's sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you have to do some extra work. Tybalt did some extra damage just in case. Sometimes that Stardust Rod doesn't do enough damage. As there are spots with even a modicum of magic defense just good enough to survive the hit. So just sometimes you can't rely on. But even though Porum's down, she's as part of Sea Hero, she's gonna get some XP. So no XP loss for the wary. I think E-Ninja did something pretty cool right there. Just try, because the Wyvern uses wall early, but if you're fast enough, you can get a free magic hit in. So there's a certain bonus to taking advantage of that.
Hey, there is that 3-turn delay between the opener and wall.
Yeah, this insert walls because of the difficulty of Wyvern. If you've played vanilla, Wyvern is a handful just because the initial phase is immediate blarg. So here, just to be fair, and especially for the back tech that bosses can show up in, those extra inserted delays of doing nothing help out a lot in to counteract that surprise feeling of horror as that boss that boss wipes a lot of runners every so often.
Going in the watery or to the waterfall looking for bosses, our tracker telling us it's Mom Bomb hiding out there.
That's fine. Let the bomb explode in the water. That's fine. It's the best safest place to put a bomb in.
Yeah, we specifically threw that bomb in there to defuse it. Or we tried flushing it down one of the toilets in Dempsey and it ended up there.
Yeah, we don't. They have 2 pots. They could honestly. You don't know where the plumbing goes in Dempsey. It can go out to the ocean, but the waterfall is right there. It's good placement. Right now, Gurren is going to peek, or probably may also do the Baron 1, or at least peek the boss. There's a turtle and a murder mage. What are you using there?
There's a superior white mage.
But she won't have exit until Zazat. So right now, Porum is the reason. Porum will save everyone's rears because exit is still on the table. No need to worry about Rosa and Zot.
I'm worried about how Gurren's going to get through the second fight here.
It depends a lot on that spot. You think about that spot. It has a high HP, but the biggest part is if it's a punchy spot like Dark Imps. This is not. This is free.
This is what you want to see. You should have lit 2 by now. So this Leviathan is about to have a bad day.
I think we I think we start in this flex that we also start with the K trap, and I think also just the basic kit as well, or the freedom kit. It's one of those kits. So we have plenty of Thor rages for free, and this spot also has no magic defense. So, I mean, if you want Porm to do some work, or the Dark Knight, those Thor rages aren't so bad. It won't be surprisingly great, but it's something.
We do see Enid just taking on the Magus sisters in Fabul right now. They successfully charmed DKC.
Well, DKC not a threat. Only when it's actual Pain Man in difficult spot. Even like if Pain Man like showed up in Baron 2, then there's at least something to be scared about. But DKC. Not a real threat unless he has a black sword, and we've stumbled onto it.
Yeah, this is kind of annoying. Pale Dim deals 1. We don't. Fortunately, we have twin magics. We can just throw flares at it.
Yeah, and so I mean, hey, the Pale Dim for as much as we only remember it for the one spell it casts after every damaging hit. This is, I mean, you kind of neutralize Palom until Palom has virus, but having twin magic available is a difference maker, honestly. Surprised Tippo's not trying to use it though. I mean, that would be free extra damage.
We have seen a twin cast out of those two.
We probably out of MP because that's always a lingering feeling, especially early game where Comet consumes 20 MP for both twins. So
that's a rat tail Gwaren finds, and more importantly, a Rosa.
Makes me want the hook. I mean, the hook could still be. Actually, no, the hook can't be here. At this point, we've exhausted all our spots at this point, and so now we go underground. Oh, Amon deals. Yes, we have that slot left. Yeah.
Ninja found the underground access. Having cubes from Fabul.
Right, but the hook can be on Mount Deals though. That's
true.
So, but we'll find Ninja will find out for us. But right now, there's only one route available, and hey, it's a free route. And worth taking and worth shopping for. Although, do we have shops? Well, no, I think we have regular shops, right?
Standard shops.
Yeah.
And Chad is pointing out that you still have the 3-8 traps in Eblin. You still have the doggo that could have your key items.
Yeah, but you don't want to really bet on the hook for those spots. I mean, you still have to. It's probably still worth checking on them for the loot themselves. But I would at least be tempted, like maybe after going through Mount Ordeals in Ninja's case, then make a trip to hoping for the best loot in the game, as the best burn.
Yeah, you got the guy, you want the stick, so you're going. Even if the K-Trap wasn't on, you're going to Evelyn.
Don't we have like a max tier, like max tier 6 for loot, open loot? I think that which isn't a problem usually. It just makes the party rock for the Troya loot to be not as good. But I know it's just hey, I see some vanilla there. This is
a little vanilla to backpack.
Actually, a lot of vanilla. Just no old man here. But that's most of the vanilla party. Surprising.
Yeah, that is.
Well, but I mean, I know we're randomizer, but you don't really think to bother to use the stack of curatees you start with to eat up Mylon Zed in this spot. I mean, it has some magic defense, so it wasn't too bad. But Cure 2 potion is actually stronger than Porm's starting like willpower. You need like a decent bit of armor before she reaches the same spell power as a Cure 2 potion. With Cure 2 potion, practically all items have a spell multiplier 28. So it's kind of hard to get. You need like a willpower of 28 equivalent to do the same amount of damage.
So what I'm hearing is a second tier 2 potion is a better white mage should pour them.
Hey, no, don't do that to my girl. That's this is more. You'd see more of that for a Tella sighting if you hold on. But this is really spicy. Darkness crystal. Oh. Is this Ruby or Elements? We'll find out.
This is, did you loot that Boreas? If you did, goodbye, Ruby.
Yeah, extra damage, extra weak. So that's just a one-hit kill with the. It's only 1k of life there, but if you were forcing Porm to bonk Ruby to death, that might be a bit painful. Those fire 2 counters might be enough to off her, and you don't want that.
I wish I could deal with Leg Day that easily.
I mean, it's nice to have the items conveniently placed just for that boss. I mean, this is just, a little bit of looting early can get you the, kind of early gains. So if you didn't loot, that's time that could be shaved off. So sometimes some looting done early there can be some immediate benefits. So I think everyone has picked up practically everything. So do you think Tybalt's gonna just go to Evelyn or go straight underground?
I think we're gonna see a Baron in check first.
Oh, he hasn't done that yet. Yeah, everyone's done a little bit out of order, but nope, not even, don't care. Skip the Rosa.
Yeah, Tybalt says, I have the stick. I have the guy I want to stick.
I mean...
Oh, and Tybalt hasn't done Fabul yet either.
So, well, probably at this point, it's one of those things where, obviously you haven't, done it. You do your first four like key item locations in any order. So the order obviously dictates kind of what you plan next. So, some runners route it a certain way. Some runners have a preference to route, skip, fade Atline early, for example, or fade Fabul. You can't in this seat. Obviously, you can't fade Fabul at all. So, the way you route early on certainly determines how quickly you finish a seat. Sometimes. So you guys can see the difference. E-Ninja. Oh no, that actually still might. Why? That's
it will. Blair's got enough power to get through that Protect Ring.
Yeah, but actually, Protect Ring should be enough to actually. But she probably doesn't have it equipped.
The fire two counters are doing single-digit damage. So that had to be a Protect Ring.
But that's a fire. So the Blair has a base spell power like 360. If you have a Protect Ring, it's just 180. Now, obviously, this is some variance, but that was more than anticipated. So E-Ninja not having the item, regardless of whether the Protect Ring was picked up, is kind of the difference here. So it's one of those. I'll come back later. Don't have enough firepower for just remember. Sea Hero by default is a solo match, so that's what makes that fight a bit more difficult than expected. Especially, if I know Tella isn't one of the legitimate starters for this flag set, but if Tella was doing this fight, it would be a little different because he at least has some black magic. Porum,
and Tella be able to swing that shiny stick around twice and end the fight.
There's that. So there's a lot. So having a different hero character changes down to the nature of the fight. So if E-Ninja had ice arrows and a decent bow, then maybe it might be more manageable. But that wasn't the case, unfortunately.
That wasn't a shiny stick from the first trap Tybalt found, but that was an objective. That was the tower key.
Oh, so that yeah. So this flag set, not just all fire, but we cut fire, and by extension, there's explosions, and
Yes.
So with all those explosions, That super cannon is kind of spicy place, but it's a nice place to be at. Honestly, one of the first early places. And so if you get the tower key early, at least the keyless tower isn't on the table if you visit Castle Amulet early.
It's not only key tower, but it's also the 4 traps in there.
Yeah, that's a nice bonus. That especially in K Trap, the tower had pretty dense. I mean, yeah, Sylph Cave is much more dense, but the difficulty of the trap chests in Sylph Cave is kind of high, especially this early for a runner. So no one wants to do Sylph Cave unless they're required to inevitably. So for most of the runners, they're more likely to fade it, but some of the runners maybe try a spicy approach and at least do half of it. At least I would consider doing half of it. The Sylph side. That's just as you can probably get approximately half of the trap chests if the distribution ends up a certain way.
And we did see Guerin ran the same thing. Tor made a glare for 700 from that Rubicon.
Yeah, when glare is still a strong spell. It's stronger than white. So that depending on the context, it's stronger than white, but it's not quite a nuke. But the Assassin Dagger Tippled has making quite good use of it, especially in conjunction with the Hourglass. I think everyone gets the treasure chest set, so that means Hourglasses, Mute Bells, explicitly designed for the Sylph Cave. As the ghosts, we've used either item will indicate their existence.
That's a stick for Tybalt.
That
is the stick.
Oh, that's why it's lucrative. There's and there may be other flag sets where this, or at least just seeds where this might not be as lucrative. Oh, this is a vanilla spot. How quaint. They're just sometimes they're just works out. So sometimes you get the burr, but not the character. So get to be lucky than to be good sometimes.
So it is 7 of 8 to win the game. We've already found our 2 static boss hunts. They showed up immediately. We're still hunting down Odin, but we do have access to destroy the super cannon and the queen spot.
I mean, the queen spot is, of all things, pretty tame. Of all things, although there's some bosses that might be a little more hectic that will take advantage of the high magic stat. So, but
the good news is a lot of those are already gone. Like Ruby's gone, Mag Sisters are gone, Leviathan's gone.
There's still Mr. Ha Ha Ha. That's
Mr. Ha Ha Ha. There is free.
That is true. That's true too.
You want the comedy man there because he just implodes himself.
I keep forgetting. You still have to survive. If you have good agility anchoring, then you can, but you still have to survive the first attack. That's always the key thing. No,
yeah. Palom, he knows Piggy.
There's that. There are always kind of intelligent ways of dealing with certain bosses. Piggy will at least will kind of neutralize your spellcasters, but Cecil will do full damage, and that's Piggy is good for some of that. Ninja coming back with some items. So
lots of vampires. That's if you don't have the Boreas, this is a heads up way through the fight.
Needs one more good hit. It doesn't really matter what. Maybe a lit bolt. That's
how about a third vampire?
Hey, there's some variants. Could have killed him in 2 hits. Needed a 3rd hit. That's all right. Because the value of the vampires late game significantly diminishes. So sometimes for some runners, if you find J items that you can buy or find early, that may not be the Boreas that Tybalt had early. Still kind of important. Sometimes you want to get rid of bosses efficiently, and so you gotta have your options open.
I think I saw Ninja looted. I think that Boreas got thrown at Wyvern.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, which is still smart, but you probably could have, maybe try to be cheeky and get a free hidden. Sometimes there's, because I don't that Antlion spot doesn't have that much HP, but sometimes not enough for that just start off stuff. I mean, there is some. I don't think there's any magic defense at that spot either, so you could have probably gotten away with like a Thor Rage for it, just because you could.
If we see Ninja heading over, going to pick up his Rosa, maybe.
Probably. I mean, you want to do the fourth. You want to do everything. I think this is probably the last stop anyway. So it makes sense to come here. Yeah, just because of the degree of difficulty. Some runners will go through kind of the vanilla difficulty. Do Antlion, Mount Hobbs, but just for the character, not for the key item. Then Vabul, Mount Ordeals, then a Baron Inn, in that order. What are the chances Tybalt will get another burst just for fun?
Oh yeah, that one right there.
Sorry for wishing it to existence.
You just wanted Tybalt to have a whole bunch of cash. It's fine.
Yeah, he's a gambler. You need cash to throw around. That's the thing, right? You need cash.
No, throwing cash around is one Final Fantasy that way.
Rats. Why can't Edge throw money? Why isn't he allowed to throw money? He's a ninja. He can throw. He can throw.
That's samurai. Ninja and samurai are mortal enemies, aren't they? Why would one use the other skills?
What? They can do many things. We just have to secretly add another command. That's all. Right? No. And this is a spicy. Hey, let's see what's on the moon. So that's a free check, character check plus. See what K value has. I don't think K value will actually have value in this flag. I don't think it. I think it's just K main and K trap, if I'm not mistaken. So it could peek the boss, but that's just probably just to see what's there. But other than that, hello there.
There's a scoop of vanilla our runners love to see.
I mean, right now incentivizes Gurren to actually kill, what's ever in the in Mist Cave and the waterfall. So why not? Sometimes even given that a Fu can be in a sea, sometimes you may want to consider just killing the bosses at the spot, even if Fu doesn't show up. But if Fu does show up, you're already at an advantage, and the early XP for your early game characters, if like Iridia or an Edward is on the table as a starting character, then that there's some added value for doing that. But that's not something that happens all the time, but sometimes it can be worthwhile, especially if you have those characters to start with.
The answer question chat from Duke Darkwood. Wyvern was in Antlion Cave. And Wyvern was waving at us from Antlion Cave.
Yeah, hi Wyvern.
This is a normal wave. It wasn't giving us a big wave. I wonder where the trap is. I wonder where the hairdryers are.
There are only 3 options, and it just happens to be vanilla.
And the first 2 you looked at were both hit by the sparse.
So it's the hair dryers this early is actually pretty significant. Now, you hope as long as the Hourglass Wielder survives, you're all set. And probably a decent chunk of XP compared to anything else available. This is pretty significant. Although It's unsure that Gurn's Cecil has a back row glitch because Drain's sword really bad accuracy, only 50%. So it's, charm call level accuracy in the back row is asking for a hit and a miss, swing and a miss.
That's a foo spell. It's at 1300. I saw Meteor. I saw Quake.
Is there nuke? Those are spicy spells and that will solve a lot of problems. There's obviously a few bosses that you can't quake, but those are kind of. I would still prefer like virus and nuke, but hey, those are still good. Those are having rocks at this early. Pretty much game breaking for many of the bosses, but we'll be selective in seeing when we're gonna actually throw some rocks at our enemy.
The correct enemy to throw rocks at is all of them.
But I have preferences though, like CPU. Wyvern, Once in a Blue Moon.
For added fun, I think you should throw rocks specifically at behemoths.
Oh, they love being thrown at rocks at. Yeah, because they're so tame. They're not scary. No. Just poke the bear. See what happens. I love that. There are a few enemies that react to holy elemental. Behemoths are one of them. So just telling you right now.
Yeah, do you like the weak spell? Do you like it hitting your entire party?
It's fair. It's fair because it's not a one-hit killing blow, so that's fair. You still have an opportunity to heal yourself, and it's a punishment as long as that's worth remembering.
And we'll see what the hairdryers give us. That seems important.
Yeah. The Pinktail tournament is not critical, but you never.
It's
you
an
never know
objective.
Oh, is it objective?
It's an objective.
I see the objective list. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes things are randomized. I know some things were the theme, so it's always good to have us randomized objectives just on top of fixed objectives. So it makes little things spicy and interesting.
That was why I called out the hard required antlion earlier when the Pinktail showed up.
That's a double crit. You can't. There are some spots when you have more than one objective show up. It's a sign that if you faded it, you're gonna have a bad time. And sorry, Fate guys who love to fade antline. This is not your seed.
Looks like Tybalt's gonna go eyeball hunting.
It's the eyeball is an interesting spot to begin with. It's actually a kind of the XP isn't really is with whatever, but it's kind of like the alerts. It's pretty tame.
It's also key item check. That's weighted the same as a K main check, so probably should just go do it.
Yeah, I mean with the early darkness, I mean this is a kind of a worthwhile check. Certainly not interested in the character in the back. And I think since we've already exhausted our boss checks, why torture? Why make it difficult? But this is a very simple fight. It's kind of like slightly more difficult alert. The magnet is really a really strong stop. It's as strong as an Hourglass 1, if I'm not mistaken. So and an Hourglass 1, well, you don't usually pick up. Just think of it as half a Hourglass 2. That's about the best way of putting it in. Oh, hey.
Okay. This is getting ridiculous. Aragorn, do we need an intervention? That is 3 crystal swords.
Hey, Seed Roller, not a fault or anything. They can make things. Any seed can have as many crystal swords or have devoid of crystal swords. So it just happens that everything is rolling the Seed Roller's way. We want
Okay.
guarantee the bird.
So
Guarantee
it's a
the
fourth
bird.
one. Why not? That's not a fourth crystal sword.
Still pretty good chance of that. So, what did the rat tail give anything of note? Didn't
Give
seem
it
like
Sand
it.
Ruby. So no.
I mean, it's a +1 key item, and you may actually want another character. But once you pick up the Foo on the Moon, it's kind of like
You have a Foo, you have a Cecil with a Burst Stick, and the Bunny Brewery was open. I'm not sure what character you would care about.
I'm trying to remember if we have dupe characters. I don't think we enabled dupe characters. So kind of maybe an Edge. That's about the best next character.
Right, because we do have the Masa form.
I think I saw. I think there was a Bahamut drop. I don't remember who picked. It was probably from Castle Eblin. That might
Yeah.
be for Rydia, but that's the only other character you might consider at this point. So, yeah, you have two strong characters. You don't really. The seed is kind of at your whim. You can do whatever you want. So it kind of doesn't matter. I think the only thing you might be considered worth considering, but not probably for the duration C, probably not worth it. Maybe train in Cecil for one more spellcaster, get them the levels. You have immediate access giant, though you don't have to, and then do reflex straps on Z, and that might be something to do.
There's a few problems with this plan, Deathlike.
Oh, are we not fighting Z? Is that did I miss that? Did I miss the memo?
In game. Second problem is no XP. So you would do your team on your grind and then be real sad.
Oh, they're not. Well, that one. See, I only read. You only read some of the flag set, and then there's the other half. Like, oh yeah. So there's a. So I mean, I guess right now we have a kind of perfect party then. Yeah, I mean you've got all the characters you want. I mean maybe you could ditch one of them. It's kind of hard to ditch any that you've picked up so far. It's I mean there really isn't, maybe outside of unless you really want a Kane to fight off a Val, there's no real reason to do it.
But Crystal Sword, Cecil can just go straight through those evade rolls.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it was like an early Val, then there'd be some kind of shock and panic. A Heron Robe, we talked about that. That would have saved a lot. It's like, oh, wait,
yeah,
definitely want one of those just in case. I mean, we have Rosa, so aim is on the table to take care of. So you have definitely a few options, even if Cecil didn't get his burr. I mean, at least that's a good sign. Yeah, when you have more options in the seed, allows you to do more things and not have to kind of stop and turn back and come back later. So there's always have to have more options on the table than less.
Is it Vanilla Staleman?
There's still one on their chest.
It's not Vanilla, okay.
I mean, it's always. There are plenty of spots where your boss can be. Ninja found the plague, I think.
Well, you're not going to say no to that edge, but you're really wishing those extra Crystal Swords were X-Skulls right now.
Do we want Alt Gauntlet or Waterhead? I don't think we found either, so I feel disinterested.
We're not fighting it. Alk is not an objective.
But you probably want to do the looting of finding the trap chest anyway, so while you're
here.
Right,
and while you're down there, you might want to peek the first boss in case it's exactly Odin.
There is that. It's like one of those. It's one of those.
Tybalt says no to the ninja.
I mean, kind of all set. You have extra spell bar.
Yeah, honestly, you can make an argument either way for that. I mean, E-Ninja takes us in a dwarf. We see the floating eyeball there, the dwarf one.
CPU is still at large, and the only boss that would kind of hamper this constructed party, an Edge would offset some of that load, like because Edge can throw all the things and make it easier.
That's
But you have some. You probably want to do some, some tricks with that boss. Probably some reflected float. That's a fun tactic to play. Just gamble on trying to get the float spell on the attacking orb. And
or hear me out. Rocks.
well, you have the option. I would my preference was to get Palom engaged, like because Palom would be ignored for the. So I would just do it for the because Palom is here thing. But yeah, I would go straight rocks because CPU probably next to Mist as the nuisance of slow bosses that are in a free enterprise. I don't see warp in E-Ninjas for E-Ninja, and I think that warp glitch is actually enabled. So
It is. So Ninja's would need to get that Palom to 29 here. I don't think that's happening from these two bosses.
Yeah, you have to from doing enough seeds. You have to kind of be at level 27 before starting it. So as long as Palom is alive, then you can get. But
hey, a shiny rock.
I don't. Fortunately, I mean, nice thing this seed is this flag said we're not requiring forge, but that stat stick I think if the Seraphim staff is available, you can give it to Fu. I think is one of the things this for because of Sea Hero Forge will always give the special equipment from a piece of the advanced ports specialized equipment. So there's the Seraphim staff. There's Nirvana staff, which is wall that one that casts free wall.
Tybalt did, as we were discussing, and poked his head in to see who the boss was. Saw it was not Odin and immediately noped out.
So I saw a crystal sword from E-Ninja's alert searching. So that, yeah.
That's 4.
When you do K trap and you even if you don't have a Cecil, having so many chances at a crystal sword, can be an endeavor. And more Hanzo Steel probably would be at this point. We have seen a Massa from the Pinktail tournament. I mean, if you picked up the Edge from Cave Evelyn, you ready to go to just right then and there. So that's an option on the table. We'll see Gurn might thinking about it and does not want Quake Kid because we have a mop. Mop will do all the black magic anyways.
That last trap on the first floor was apparently the Tower of Zot Dairy Queen.
I think it's a search. Sometimes I wonder if there's a kind of an optimal route. Like
Tower of Babel, Tower of Zot, whatever.
I wonder if there's an optimal way of kind of searching through all the treasure chests on your way instead of going out of your way. Like I feel like you can kind of route it, and then if you don't get it on your main route, you can then you can go with more of a deep search because you're gonna have to search through everything anyways.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can save some time if that route works out.
I see what you're saying, though. That like those two in the kind of little side room, you do those last.
Yeah, like sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But it's kind of it's one of those things where I don't really think about it, but when I run these kinds of seeds with K-Trap, I often think maybe just if I can kind of just cavalierly skip a few and come back up like on the way back, be more thorough on the way back, but be take the few that are on the way up. Just kind of a time saving measure. But that's just I'm not sure what the best routing is. But at least for me, that seems the way I think is the quickest way of routing. And we have heart, but
hey, that music is not objective, so I don't think we're getting music this seed.
I can't. But I want
I
my DJ. I want that DJ. I want the music.
Everyone wants DJ Spoonie B.
Well, maybe be required. You never know. They can be. It could be Odin. Could be at the back of Cave Magnus. I mean, so that is always a possibility. So don't never count it out though.
Oh, that's the Baron key from the Warriors.
Ooh, with no Demus was gonna. I think Demus is gonna carry a key item this flag set, right? So
yeah, that's double in there.
Yeah, we worthwhile. I don't think, but I think we can skip the Odin. No, we can't. We actually might not have to. We actually still have to pick the Odin spot.
Yeah,
if
you don't trip over Odin down here, you have to at least poke your head in to see who it is.
So yeah, it might be, but probably worth going out the Kinazara route. Just
how about the fifth crystal sword?
I almost wish there was a crystal sword count. Just because it's K-Trap, and we have a Cecil. Not even Cecil's not gonna. I think in this flag set, I think it's Cecil, Tella, and Fu cannot be the starting characters, so it could be a thing.
Well, the queen spot is very, very free. That king spot can stay there forever. At least I think that was the comedy man.
Oh, this is super free. This is even more free. We can kill the soldiers. Get the kill. If you really want the XP, though this spot is not really good for XP, the officer is nice for it.
Yeah, you just quack at these and they go away.
Well, we've just found out. Hey, no free bosses. So that coffin, which would have normally killed any of them because they don't have. It's a good time as any to have a crystal sword cap, right?
Yeah, fortunately, well, I honestly forgot it was no free bosses. I picked up something that was wrong when the King Queen Emblem did not threaten to send us to the Hades.
So, but that just means an HP slowdown. Not a big deal because they're not threatening. This bot has invisible amount of spell power. So, yeah, just let them burn you at their own pace. You can just stand there all seed and not be worried about it.
That is Eddie's crystal sword, but not an official one for the counter.
But it's still good to kind of get closer to the double XP. I don't think. I mean, given that we don't have to fight Z, but it's still nice to have 10 key items. I think we've reached about. I'm trying to count. About like 6 key items so far. So that's 7. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's getting close, especially with the track. And well, hey,
we know which one that blue robe is on hook route now.
Yeah, so we'll be here for a little bit. All gauntlets usually are the difficulty depends on the location. Like LST is the most difficult, or the other spots that might be just as difficult, like this one. This one's
not really difficult, but you go into expecting a boss with 600 HP, and then this.
I mean, we're not. It's not a concern. I think the only one that might throw some party comps off is the 6 tofu, because if you don't have a black mage, or size spell, you're gonna have a bad time. So it's but you have Quake Kid. You're all set. You probably could get away with the virus. Quake takes a lot. Quake takes a little bit more time. A virus is instant. So I would do it for the MP save. But if you need all the damage on deck, Quake is a nice guarantee spell for a lot of alcoholics.
I don't think virus kills here. I think you have to Quake to guarantee the one shot.
I think the earlier fight, probably not. This one, the Flame Dogs are like 1400s or something.
Yeah, the doggos have more than enough HP to take a virus for 3 ways.
Yeah, single virus is fine. It's the split. A split damage in this game is literally the number of targets on the screen. A lot of the later Final Fantasies have it just a very simple split, half damage. Here, the more targets on screen, the weaker the spell effectiveness is, just because of the split damage. So, yeah, and Quake has the greatest benefit of not having split damage. So, regardless of how many targets, Quake does the same amount of damage. And I think Ninja's Porm has the Hero Rib, as that Cure 2 was pretty. It was Tello. That was a Tello level cure. So probably may want to swap that off Porm as soon as reaching the moon. Because E-Ninja I don't think E-Ninja has even with Darkness Crystal in hand, has not visited the moon, has not found the food. So that's kind of
Ninja has gone up there, which means E-Ninja's missing the hook.
Yeah, not being in the moon, I don't think it's a significant disadvantage, given the hook. I don't think has brought anything of value from the change involved.
No, just +1 to your objective list.
Yeah, there's that. So, but I don't think it's critical. But at this juncture, but I mean, you're eventually going to go darkness after doing all the possible things on the overworld and the underground. So at least up to this point. So I think the only thing that we can't finish from the overworld is really just Zot. We haven't seen the party crystal. That's about the only thing left of the sealed cave. We can skip most of the sealed cave. So
I would really want to hit Baron Castle first thing above that. After going back above ground, because knowing that Demus is there.
Yeah,
and it's 2 boss checks.
Yeah, the opportunity with Baron Castle is one of those things where you probably may want to go immediately just because of that alone. Nothing guaranteed other than just the guaranteed key item from. After, of course, you don't pick it up from D-Mist. You have to pick it up from Rydia's mom in Mist. So, it can be that rare occasion that the package shows up from Rydia's mom, which has happened a seed or two.
Hey, I don't think our runners would be upset about that. Oh no, I'm already here. May as well just get an objective.
Yeah, without having to rely on Pelham, Tipple to take, uses the JM wisely. I mean, I think we've already seen Kinazo, so it's like we have no need for all the starting lightning J items. So I mean, it's perfectly very heads up move.
And Enid, you're going to show us what we get for destroying the super cannon. And it is... Okay, you can just hang a left out of here.
Was trying to leave the pan here, just for a brief moment. So this is time to remember that inventory boss is at a free enterprise runner's biggest and worst enemy. Because it takes more time removing loot from your inventory than it is to fight certain bosses. So sometimes you may want to preemptively strike and throw junk away or sell them off as early as possible. So just a quick reminder: inventory boss is not your friend.
Hey, we are going to play Whack-A-Monk, and do we get another crystal sword here?
I would have taken that. It's having dragon killing arrows is especially with this in this available outside of forged weapon for Rosa. I mean, this is I can't say no to the Artemis arrows. I just can't.
Oh, they're really good arrows.
I mean,
Are they like 80 attack power in dragon slaying?
I mean, that's what you want them for. I mean, look, I should actually know the count of dragon bosses, but the LST full of dragon just encounters. I mean, like especially there are dragons everywhere, and thing that isn't a dragon. Hey, there's another one. An honorary not dragon, but still useful against is plague. We've beaten up plague earlier, but you bow and arrow against plague, it's an awesome combo. So there's just plenty of value for Artemis arrows. Just on that alone. There's also Mylon Zed, secretly weak to arrows. So that's just. I don't know, is it arrow? Yeah, he's weak to arrows. Isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, weak to arrows.
Because Mylon Z is in fact floating.
Yeah. But first time you use Quake on Mylon Zed.
Aerolore, we have seen that the Framework Tribute Crystal Sword before. Tybalt picked it up. That's not one for the list. We already knew that was there.
But since we don't have a case summon on, we ignore Laughing Man. We don't. So that's fine. But I just remember we didn't actually peak. I don't think any of our runners have peaked Cave Value at all. That would because
no one went in there.
So it would have been worth it. I don't think. I mean, there isn't. It's usually a quick check, and then once you find out, you don't have to come back later. But then it's fine. Maybe you'll stumble on Odin. There's still plenty of spots that Odin can show up. Although I think that number is quite dwindling, though.
Our runners at least are going to take their freebies from the Pan, possibly do Baron. Maybe just trip over Odin on the way.
I mean, given that our boss spots are mostly taken, we've gotten most of our boss. But if Odin is kind of like trapped in, like, say, Giant, because I don't think our runners would be motivated to do Giant whatsoever.
Sheila gives us some of her laundry. And then a rock.
Hey. Laundry day is every day for some people. Not me, but that could be. But hey, I could free shirt is better than nothing. But which shirt? I didn't. I kind of missed that.
It was a power shirt.
Well, we have one character that is perfect candidate to use it.
Yeah, we have the guy. He is perfectly happy putting that power shirt on.
I mean, there's the day that you have a mage taking on a power shirt is because there's nothing better available. So, but hey, E-Ninja's gonna give us some music. Has the harp, gonna give us some music. So if it's not the boss, there might be an immediate reset. But hey, there will be some music. Bearing the boss is not what E-Ninja's looking for.
I think if you go here, you have to commit to taking the fight because you're still looking for key items.
That's true. I guess. Well, hey, all the more reason. Do you looking for? I mean, we still. I mean, the package is at large. Party Rock is at large.
So we know we need at least one more key item. So I think you're committed. You're committing to the fight.
Yeah. So I guess we're there. We're gonna probably take a short break. Let you listen to DJ Spoony B. But first, yes, we'll have to.
First, we have this cutscene.
We have to. Well, Rosa could just kill herself. Aim. All right. Well, let's just try elemental hit. All right.
While we're getting our music started, Tybalt is heading into Baron Castle once those 2 key item checks and 2 boss checks. And Guerin's going to find out the good news that, hey, I've got a free objective down here. Well, I'm fairly certain, given that this is a Final Fantasy running for the community, everyone in chat could name that tune in 3 notes.
Not Burr. Oh. Yeah, Hoot. That immediately recognizable Sephiroth's theme. It's kind of distinct, or is it? No, it's very memorable. Like a lot. To be fair, a lot of Final Fantasy music is memorable, so it's hard to forget. And this is
that Chief Launcher pointed out, it is One Winged Angel's name of the song.
Yeah, there's.
Sephiroth's theme is something very different.
Oh, I think maybe I'm thinking so. Like one of the yeah. I feel like it's one of those like it's like one of those kind of evil incarnate type of songs for that game, and sometimes it's associated with a character, but more of like the kind of the good, it's just perfect for the event that goes on. Like this, like I mean, I'm sure we've heard, we have a particular theme in FF4, just that they characters theme. I like Zot theme. It's just it's a really spot on theme, spicy. The core, but looks like we're doing some shopping. Though we are not going to find sirens though, because sirens are turned off. Although I believe sirens are turned off altogether, so we can't. Not only that we can't, I don't think we can steal them either. So,
we did see Tybalt got a white dress from completing Baron. The basement, we changed a king for a god king, but Demonist with the value.
Hey, Party Rock. That's a good. Although I think at this point we are hour into the seed, zero chance to rate that treasury. Unfortunately, I don't. It's just there's we've got enough crystal swords.
We have enough crystal swords that Gilgamesh is telling us to calm down.
I mean, it's I mean Tybalt I guess wants to actually raid that treasury. Not happy with the multitude of crystal swords. Probably looking for maybe stat shirts and stat sticks. Those are always good on the table.
Sure, another power shirt. I'm not sure who'd be wearing that.
I would rate that treasury. Already have the power shirt over 10.
Yeah, I'll rate that treasury good at the 15-minute mark out of 10.
I'm sure they're trying to look for more. Maybe another stat stick or maybe like a white shirt. That's because you get Porum to have stronger white. Or something. Maybe another Stardust rod because you you can't have enough of those. But probably could just give the one on Palom to the Fu because Palom can bluff his way to basically stat sticking himself with more power. Bluff increases his wisdom by 16, so that's immediate 4 spell multipliers applied. So if for any reason you decided you wanted to curse Palom, Bluff will overwrite the power loss from a curse drain if for any reason you wanted to do that.
E-Ninja comes back, gets some revenge on the floating eyeball that stymied him earlier, and Antlion I guess saw the crystal form and said that's moonish.
Plague is a kind of a peculiar boss. I think there's just some spots that the boss can be a surprise to many runner every so often. Like if you have an edge starter and you find him on the back attack of Monor deals, then if for some reason Edge doesn't have any good starting weapons, you are in for a rude awakening sometimes. So there are times that Plague can actually be kind of a little scary. Just remember, surprised at the spots that you not expecting, especially when you have a great character like Edge or faster character like Edge running a seat, and then Plague speed because being faster actually speeds up your death counter. So that's the best way of looking at it.
Yeah, not exactly a Team Power in Zot, just the Edward and Rydia show.
I mean, we have the spoon, I guess. And then we have the Bahamut, but we're a foo too late. This honestly, or even the Burr too too soon. Because we have, it's like
if you missed the warp glitch, 1, there's nothing down there, and 2, Lukaki's right here.
I mean, just in case. It's kind of pseudo vanilla. To be, as getting the Lukaki is from Luca's neck is very vanilla. Although we kind of did it all in kind of one swoop because of the randomizer. It's completing the complete dwarf sequence essentially gives you the key item that would have required you to get the hook and that hook route. So kind of a very unique change. Just for the interaction, it's worth remembering as a runner.
Now we did see elements where it's Zot 2, and the Legend Sword shows up in there. So we could forge a Porum Bonk Stick if we wanted to.
I probably want to take a look at the shop. Even if you're not looking for the bonk stick, the shop is always the shop. If for some reason you do want something, outside of shops S Wild, that shop has kind of has its own pool of things, and normal shop when you it's a tier 6 items, so things that you cannot buy normally at all for the most part outside of like higher tier equipment, you'd be getting it here. So that's we're talking about Murzamas or Masas. I think
Murras can be in that shop.
Yeah, Murras.
But
tier 6 items are usually the kind of really power gating kind of things, but they're not XCal level though.
We see Ninja making the dive into Sylph.
This is an interesting choice. I think with the pen in hand, it's at least easier to do it in two goes at it, as usually goes through the pan route and then you go through the other route.
And since we've seen everything else, we add one to the pile.
Well, we have more than enough crystal swords for a party of Cecils, if that were even possible in the seed. Not possible, but so it's good to know you didn't have to worry about looting too much for money in the seed.
Yeah, we've seen everything else, so we know the package has to be down here. And honestly, especially in the case of our 2 runners on the top, I would think I'd rather make the dive into Sylph if I know package is there than try to track down Odin.
Yeah, I mean, remember in this race, what you know is not what the other runner knows. So you can just make a calculated decision at this point. It's like if you feel like you're behind, and you might as well do the most faded option, and being that what it is. I mean, this could actually be the best option. Hey, it's crystal, just not a sword. So
it's a crystal sword, but we kind of heated it and warped it into a circle.
That's what Cockle Shop is for. At Cockle Shop, the crystal ring, protect ring. I don't know, Witcher is definitely not part of that, but there's a few different pieces of equipment that Cockle Shop offers, and the rings of power, as you might want to call it, protect ring and crystal ring, are really strong pieces of armor that are, while not adamant armor, but are pretty much right up there on equipment tiers. Not just on the tier list, but just like equipment that you actually want to have, because there's just so much value in both pieces of equipment.
So now I'm wondering, if we were to have Coco, kind of break down these crystal swords, how many would you need? How many rings can you get out of one?
69. That's my answer. 69. But no, I don't know. I don't.
That's a nice amount of rings.
So, but yeah, there's a, but only if crystal swords sold that much, I think, and this is mobiles are really devastating, especially because they have become, any character becomes vulnerable. The particular of breath is simple as this: if you do not resist charm, mute, toad, small, piggy, you're gonna be applied with all of them on the mute, and bad things happen. And so you have there's a lot of pieces of equipment in this game where you could get the armor from, the resistance for.
Yeah, you could just put a headband on that gets you a charm resist.
Crystal ring that was picked up earlier has charm resist, but also has paralysis and sleep resist. And
you just need one.
Yep, resist one, resist them all. If you don't resist any of them, well, that's unfortunate.
Well, we're never seeing what's that giant 2, because that is a stinky giant 1 fight.
I missed it.
It's a no free bosses DKC.
Ew. That means it actually levels. We don't have experience. We can't do D Machine Grind.
Hanging out in Buka Cave, in Sealed Cave.
Oh, see, the thing we want to we would have uneventfully faded it because you could warp glitch. But hey, if your boss is lodged in places that you would have faded and not considered, and you have immediate access to it once you reach the underground, I mean that's how seeds are rolled. But we can't let that Odin get that hit off, or this party is dead. But probably have enough damage. Probably.
Yeah, we do. And I believe that's number 7 for Tybalt. So as soon as we get the go through all this, get the hey, you cleared Sealed Cave, and there it is.
Congrats, GG's Tybalt. What a nice gamble. Did not wait for package to show up. That's
I would have been in Sylph right now and would have lost this one to Tybalt.
Well, package still large. So, but yeah, package is very. But yeah, it's not a bad gamble considering it's a boss hunt. Your bosses can't be in treasure chests. Although maybe one day, but we don't. Maybe one day, but yeah, you're kind of limiting all possibilities. But still didn't peak K value of all things. No one wants to do an LSD dive either to find out Odin. So I think of all things left on the table, it makes sense what Tybalt did. That gamble, paid off, and
well,
not the worst.
There's a reason he's Tybalt the Gambler.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Ninja's putting up the tiny toads on the freest of fights of all things you could hope for. Although that is a vanilla reward, although not in this location. But I think we'll see a bit getting Tybalt in here. And there he is.
You're joined. GG's, Tybalt.
GG's.
So, first question I gotta ask. Do you like crystal swords?
Yeah, lots of crystal swords, and talk about what looked to be early on a super jet. Those objectives were coming fast and furious at the beginning. And how many crystal swords did I have? 6?
Well, we've seen 6 so far in total. I don't know if you can see the restream picture right now, but we had to count up.
We're getting so many. Hey, congrats! You found a crystal sword early. Except it was all over the seed.
Oh yeah, the first crystal sword actually what really kind of was the snowball effect. Getting that crystal sword before the Mad Ogre's cool, that gives me a Mad Ogre for easy fight there. I can save an hourglass for the hair dryers. It's all gonna work out. So I wanted to save at least 1 hourglass for the hair dryers. Even though by that time I really didn't need the hourglass, but that's besides the point.
So I think, your race was really quick, and we were kind of at least trying to surmise, what was the thought behind? Hey, let's check Sealed Cave, because that walk. You could have stolen the key item, but there's still a boss that you would have avoided, and you decided, hey, it's here. Why not check it out?
Well, at that particular point, I was trying to leave no options no stone unturned at that point. When I went to the moon the first time, I had the power to take on both trap chests, knowing that, hey, trap chests are on. I need to check the hair dryers and last arm for possible key items. That's going to be pretty key to know. And so I decided to do those two, and I'm just kind of making sure I clear out things and not have to make multiple trips back. Now, I left the underground, but I had at that point, I was looking for 2 key items and a boss. Okay, well, I've got Baron, which is 3 bosses. I've already seen Demas, so that's 2 key items, and then 2 key items with Sheila. The going back above ground just seemed the better play than doing Dwarf at the time. I was just kind of just playing the numbers game of which has got more. And when I left Dwarf, I'm like, boss or key item? What do I have left available? I've either got possible upwards of 7 fights in Sylph, or a fight at Twin Harp, or find the boss at Luca. Like, I'm like, I'm just gonna go Luca. Let's just check it. Whatever, I can reset out and go directly to Sylph to hopefully find a package, or I'd have to go to Twin Harp at that point. Just wasn't leaving anything unturned. I saw Odin there. I'm like, hey, it's Odin. Oh, wait. The Odin slash is gonna hurt here. He didn't save before this boss.
Oh, you almost pulled that stunt again.
I mean, I saved at Dwarf before going to Luca. I saved outside of Luca.
Okay, so it wouldn't have been that bad.
Yeah, I would have had to make the entire walk back down again. But when I saw the boss, I'm like, I want to take this out. I don't want to have to make that minute and a half walk down again.
Incidentally, we did see where the package is on E-Ninja's side. It's in the Poison Treasury.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have much left for locations left for key items. I only had 8 spots left. So, that was a pretty quick seed.
Yeah, all things considered. I mean, there's surprise gave value, even though probably had nothing obviously in the seed, but like no, not even just a peak. I mean, no, obviously Odin ended up where he was, but no peeking, or was it not worth it?
Not really worth it. I mean, at that time, it would have been just pure knowledge, which is a great thing, but finding and getting the hook. When I got up there, I'm like, hey, I've got the hook. This gives me the pink tail, the rat tail turn in, 2 extra. I just was not worried about the moon at all. If the one boss is up there that I need, so be it. I've got other options.
I can't argue with committing to that gamble. That's fine. Any particular thoughts on the seed that you would like to mention? I think that was a lot of decision making during all the trap chest looting.
Just hitting the inventory boss constantly. It was just a little annoying to have that happen constantly. But I mean, when you're trying to find trap chests that are not in their vanilla locations, it can take a bit. The starting Stardust ride with the Palom partner, I think, is probably the biggest thing in the start of the season. It's like, okay, I've got the twins plus Stardust. My early game's set.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that's a fortuitous way. I mean, you get a Palom. I mean, there's just how you can say no to that. That's just that combination. Regardless of even the Cecil you got, that's a early game mover. I can't.
Right, the twins get you up the mountain to get the Cecil online. I mean, I had thought about using the Janims against the Wyvern, but like, no, I need to save those for Porum, for the Crystal Room. I haven't found a Heroine Robe. Save my Janim. And I missed a flag when I was reading the flags. I missed the no free bosses. There's always some flag I miss. Luckily, it didn't burn me too bad.
I mean, well, it was a free boss, so I mean, when you find a free boss that you use a J item on, that's the surprise.
Yeah, I was like, I was a soldier, coffin, and nothing. Well, okay, cool. Quake's gonna come out, and goodbye anyways.
Yep.
If it makes you feel any better, both of us missed that flag too. I caught it when King Queen Evelyn didn't threaten to send us to the Hades.
Yeah, see, by that time I'd already taken on May March. So I figured if I'm just gonna do, I've got a Crystal Sword Cecil with the Bandana Protect Ring Black Belt, with 2 White Mages and a Fu. What more do you really need for the Fame March?
Hey, as long as you don't have to take, you don't have to fight the king spot, I call that a win.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they win right there. But then you get a ribbon. And you're like, okay. No, I mean, if you don't have any other questions for me, I felt a bit rusty. Seems like I knocked off all the rust from because I haven't played since the tournament. So, always great to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, certainly. That was a good. That was a good show. So, and it was very enjoyable. So, GG's again to Bolt.
Thank you, and thank you for putting on the restream, Aaron, Laura, the tracking from Fiery and Sheep Launcher, and of course the wonderful, great commentators we couldn't put on the show without y'all, with Deathlike and Ninja Dave.
And thank you for being restreamed. Without you, these people would, or without you, we'd just be a show of Deathlike and I chatting about random stuff for an hour and a half.
Hey, there's podcasts that do that, so I mean...
But it's a visual game.
No, it's true.
But thanks for showing up, and hope people visit Tybalt stream. Just drop by.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, have a good one, and talk to y'all later. GG's.
And looks like Guerin's picked up Earth Crystal from Radia's mom, so be heading to Zot to complete. I don't know what's happening to E Ninja. I see. All right. Well, it's unfortunate. Probably frustrated. The seed kit was a little taxing. Who wants to find that Odin in the place that you at least expect? So it happens. It's understandable. It's just when the seed's completed. So it probably come back, watch the VOD, and see what happened there. So it's worth.
I think going to the moon and seeing the Fu would just be like, oh, that's where the extra power came from.
Yeah, when you have the darkness, I know it's always spicy to visit moon, but you already have kind of a lot of the firepower. You have the twins. You want to level up. Whether or not you got the Cecil, the Rosa, the Fu would have moved things, and I think E-Ninja having 4 characters for a significant bit of time probably slow down progress, even with probably finding all the burr that Cecil could ever take. So I think it's understandable the things that happened there. So is that vanilla? No, this is top of town. This is top of south. I thought this.
Yeah, this is out one.
It's the tower. The sometimes the tile sets they look this. I'm pretty sure that the tile set for Zot and Babel are the same. A giant is just a different reshading, different palette of the same of this. And it's a little different than that, but it's a little bit. There's a little bit more, definitely different in color, but yeah, who wanted Dr. Dialogue? I don't. Find out that already knew that Airline was the boss, and the characters that you would have probably wanted earlier. nah, that kind of both not considered here. So sometimes that can be a good joke. I mean, you want the characters that you wanted early, and they weren't available.
So Guerin's got to make the same decision as Tybalt. Do you go boss hunting or do you dive into Sylph? I believe that's going to be Guerin's last. Guerin's checked everywhere but Sylph at this point.
I mean, I think I think that boss hunting. I think unless you don't, I mean, you have to consider the worst case of boss hunting includes the LST. You basically do a dive. 5 bosses, then there's cave value. So the moon itself is 6. The giant, there's 2 more. So basically anything darkness, crystal gated, that's 8 bosses. So you have to weigh that between how long that'll take between that and the 7 treasure trap chests in Sylph Cave. So. It's hard. I don't think you can weigh them the same. LST is definitely arguably more time consuming. Even if just picking all those bosses, I think maybe they're about the same. What do you think? What do you think, Dave?
What, between the Sylph and the moon bosses?
Yeah, Sylph Cave trap chests versus moon bosses.
Yeah, it's about even in time. Sylph Cave, I think on average you might get through Sylph Cave a little bit faster just because if Odin shows up at 42k, you still have to go through 42k of Odin.
Yeah, I think well, considering that that our key items are in K main and K trap, then I think trap chests are kind of the numerically better option just on the probabilities at that point. So
right. And Guerin might be thinking, as far as pointing out, Guerin might be thinking Odin's hanging out at Giant 2. And wants nothing to do with that DKC at Giant 1.
Yeah, so there's a lot of kind of bonks in terms of bosses that you don't want to fight or don't even or you have to just to peek the spots. Probably peeking Sealed Cave is a smarter it's just a smarter calculation, just a gamble. Like if you lose it, you lose it, but you know it's not there. Odin's not there. If that were the case, so I think sometimes the one-off, but I think in Tybalt's case to be thorough, like not having to come back down. Like if the last thing is between Sealed Cave boss versus Sylph Cave trap chests, obviously the one peak is much quicker than the 7 trap chests easily, regardless of what route you take.
So we do see Edge getting those mute bells off before the ghosts take actions. Heads up use of those mute bells. These Fire 2s, not only do they take a minute to cast, they do a little bit of damage. It's more the cast time you don't want to sit through.
Yeah, it's animation. You still have to see the turn being taken, but that's better than the all the animation. Like there are some even weapon animations, like the boomerang animation or the dwarf axe. Those can take a bit more time.
Right. That and Fire Experience, something that we were saying. You got 100% go mode waiting for you in Sylph versus a 7 in 9 chance that it's available in front of you right now. We're counting Giant 2 as not available because that's a stinky fight at Giant 1.
Yeah, with DKC at spots where there's high attack power. I mean, Dark Wave ignores defense in Magic. It doesn't care. It's straight damage, which is why he's been lovingly called Pain Man, because he just dishes the pain, and especially with the flag set where he doesn't go away, like no free bosses. He keeps swinging.
Yep. The waves keep coming and they don't stop coming.
Like if you're used to the 3 waves and go away, no, not this flag set. So beware. With no free bosses, DKC is his own worst enemy. So you don't want to partake that in any unless he's a required boss for some reason. So there's a difference between using a mute bell versus hourglass. Hourglass, you won't be hit by anything else for a long while. But the follow-up attack from Ghost is a punch. So from all of them. So mute bell is good as long as you get your quake in or whatever multi-target attack on the enemy. You're pretty much good. When you don't have it, you'll get punished for it.
Now, we did see a curse ring pick up from inside Sylph Cave, so you could throw that curse ring on Porum, put Fusoya in slot 1, drop the battle speed, and you can fire that Quake off every time before any of the ghosts even take a turn.
Yeah, well, you in doing that, you want to manipulate your agility in such a way, like agility, and party placement. If you've run enough seeds, they can be difficult. First of all, it's important to note who's the anchor, and then see hero seed. It's the starting character. So in this case, it's Porum, and then you need to figure out who the boss and the character you probably want to get in first. Usually Edge, has the most agility. He'll go first. But in the cases where you want Fu has a fixed agility for at least up to level 70. You having a curse ring on Porum allows Fu to literally get his turn first. As runners in the community, you want to kind of strongly think about turn order, who goes first. And how like you always want to get your Rydia or Palom or Fu to cast off their spells first. Just because you want to save time, and it's a thing to do.
While we do know Guerin is on the correct path to find the package, it'll be most likely one we're trying to take in, the one right here. J-Run TR did finish in second place overall with a time of 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 28 seconds. GG's to J-Run.
GG's.
I did peek into J-Run's stream. He did find the package.
Well, yeah, it's hard to when you're making decisions. Do you want to try to find the Odin early or try to find the package? And this seed, once you realize, sometimes that last objective can be the actual slog. So, and we don't. Sylph Cave being the primary last location area. It is not surprising that you taking so much time that could have been saved just gambling on that one spot out of the 9 options that were available on the table. So, and I'm sure some of you are looking, hey, these seeds might be interesting. I would like to run one myself. You may want to visit the website, see the random and look at the randomizer, see its options. There's a wiki also readily available at the website. It's a different page. I don't remember, and there's lots of information there specific to the randomizer. So that you might be that you might want to learn, like the dwarf castle change. Getting Luca's necklace, whatever that happened to be, from that specific free enterprise change, and also worth visiting the Discord. Talk about the seeds, run asyncs with other players, get some information, and plenty of other shenanigans that happen here, with a lot of community community races that will be upcoming. All of these groups having their own will have their own races be shown. I'm not sure starting next week, but really soon, anyways. They'll be running on their own individual days, different from the community races that we run here. But they have their own themes, have other purposes. Like especially if you're new, you may want to join Pink Puffs. So that would be maybe a good place to start. There are certainly other things if you want more difficult seeds. They are worth checking out.
And that is after Mob Bomb burns down the village, where it gets the 7th objective, and finishes with an official time of 1:37:46. So GG's to Guerin.
GG's to Guerin to getting through this.
And almost doing a full, what would this be, 46 out of 46 or something like that? No, because moon traps are off, so 35 or so out of 35.
I almost forgot that there was behind package. There's also a boss bot that could have Oda could have been there too. Straight, that might have been terrible if like the Oda objective is behind package. But
that would just be rude.
Or convenient at the same time, though. There's always that if you've missed one of the other objectives. So there's always that. We're trying to fashion Guerin in here for an interview. So wait a few moments for that.
And we were joined by Guerin.
Hello there.
GG's on that, Guerin.
Thank you.
So I'll start with you the same way I started with Tybalt. Do you like crystal swords?
And Excaliburs, yeah, there's a lot of them. Seemed to be a pattern with Monday's race too, if I remember.
The crystal swords were generous. I don't know Excals. Probably maybe you had got more Excals than crystals, but the crystal swords were up in force. So like, do you have your paladin yet? That was the ongoing question the seed was asking of you.
Since Cecil was so early, yeah, we had the paladin.
But I think it was what's more important is how generous was this seed? The opening. You got the early Stardust Rod, early twins, Storm Star, Palom second character with the Stardust Rod. How was that when you saw that?
I thought that was a very nice start, to be honest. I thought it was going pretty well for a while there. Just the old rabbit hole of where are the last objectives.
Yeah, obviously you practically cleared out Sylph's Cave to find the package, and wouldn't you happen to know that Odin was in the spot that you could have saved the most time in if you had gambled? Would you like to take a guess?
Well, let's see, whether it be value or the Steel Cave.
Yep, sealed.
Of course.
Tybalt went straight down there before going in Sylph.
Yeah, and if you did that, you'd have to go into Sylph.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those decisions that most people rarely make. Probably because the boss hunt probably in different seeds probably didn't generate this. But I'm sure when you were doing clearing out Sylph, it's like couldn't have work at that Odin bin, and the worst possible locations would have been somewhere on the moon. I'm sure when you were considering that decision.
It was either that or it was behind that DKC, which was never getting done.
No, we just learned from the previous tournament. No free boss with DKC is no a lot of times.
Yeah, especially a giant one. It's like, nope, not this time.
So what did you think of this flag set compared to, say, like the most recent tourney? I'm sure this interesting melding of K trap with some of the things like no free bosses.
I like traps in general, which is why I threw it in this thing. Yeah, I mean, the boss hunts are interesting. We haven't had them in a little while since we had the ZZ5 tournament, and I kind of like that flavor.
Oh, so you would have been ready to do the boss hunt, barring DKC in the giant. Like you would have been ready to go into LST if you had to peak for Odin. Because I think I mean, doing some there was just a lot of. I mean, the bosses kind of came early, pretty reasonably fast. I mean, it gave a kind of an impression that it may have been a jet seat, but it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, I know better when these things happen most of the time. It's like, okay, where's the rudeness? And it sure enough came.
Don't think I have any other questions. Dave, do you have any questions to add to Gwen?
No, I don't think I have anything to add.
Well, I guess GG's again, Gwen.
Yeah, thank you for designing this flag set and allowing yourself to be restreamed.
Sure, no problem. We'll do it again, I'm sure. There's 2 more tries at this whole flag set. So.
Yep. GG's again, and good luck. Hope some of you watching will drive to Garen stream and watch him restream. So, I guess that is it. We are not. I think we're just going to sign off today. Yeah, we don't. Nowhere to raid, unfortunately, tonight. It is a late race, so things happen.
It's pushing midnight on the East Coast. A lot of people going to bed. Maybe people getting ready for the holiday weekend.
Yeah, it is a long weekend. I know some plans.
Hold on.
Sometimes exist. Oh.
Well, definitely belay that.
Okay. Well, we won't. Okay.
We are going to head over to GDQ.
Yeah, Asuka, another member of the community.
Asuka is doing commentary for a
definitely for a
Planet of Lana seat. Never heard of that, but
I'm sure.
Go enjoy it anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be interesting. Just make sure to drop by our Discord if you want to see other community races. I think there's another race, the same flag set, upcoming Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and the same time next Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern for another race. So sure, hope everyone joins that, and hope to see you all next seed.